So I'm getting ready to make a fall journal, and this is going to be a lot of fun. It's long awaited. Fall is my favorite time of year. I have doing this one a little different. I'm using the envelope method, and so what I've done is I've taken envelopes and I have glued them together. You glue one flap to the next. And then if you want pockets in them, you can cut along the edge. Then you can slip things inside of the page. And the flaps will be showing, but I'm going to be covering those with, nice papers. And I'm using 5 signatures with 5 pages inside. So I've already made my pages, and I've used various printed papers. This one has a fall leaf pattern. This is a nice tapestry type header on it. So I've got my signatures all made. Each one has fall colors in it. And so there are 5 signatures with 5 pages inside, not counting these outer um, envelope sections. 2 of the sections I wanted the folders with pockets, so I have folded matching cardstock and glued my edges, and I'm waiting on that to dry. And so there will be 2 of those, 2 sections of those, and that's the second one. Okay, and I already had my cover made. I used material on this one. I didn't like it. I had some trouble with the Stitch Witch, and so I had to use some glue. But that's going to be covered over. It looks like crap right now, but I promise it's going to look really nice when I'm done. It's made, I took a piece of cardboard, and made how wide I wanted my spine, and then I covered it and put an inner liner inside. This one's a vintage look. So there's a little bit of thickness to that, not much. It's a silky material. I don't like that. I won't do that again. I'm going to use embroidery threads to bind my signatures into the cover. I'm going to sew them in, and there'll be 5 stitchings along the back cover here. I've also been saving fall colored materials all year. I've got ribbons and leaves and scarves and cutouts and cards and all kinds of goodies in fall colors. So that's where I'm at right now, and we'll pick back up after I've got the pages bound. Okay, this is section 2 on the fall junk journal. So I have got my first signature sewn in. This is doing the binding, and what you want to do is I go ahead and I poke my holes where I want to stitch into the cardboard cover first, because it's really hard to get the needle through. And I use one of these kind of leather awl things. It's got a really sharp point on it, and so I poke my holes. First I mark them with a marker, then I poke my holes where I want to stitch. Then I take my signature and I line it up, and I usually make a dot on it. This one's kind of thick, so I did my dots on the inside this time. And so you want to start with the 2. You have 2 in the center and then 1 at either end, and you want to go down and through and come back around out the top, and then go all the way across and through, and then pull it back up in the center so that you are making your knot in the center of the page. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail with this because there are videos just on binding. There are a lot of methods, but this is the one that works for me. I use embroidery thread. It's a little harder to work with, but you know, I started out with the waxed cord, and that's really what's recommended, but I like the threads better. They're prettier, but they are a little harder. So you might want to start out with the wax cords at first. They're not so slippery, and they're easier to work with. So, like I said, that's I've got the first signature now bound in to the journal, and I've got 4 more to go. So that's the section on sewing in the signatures. Okay, I got the signatures all bound in to the journal. There are 5 signatures of 5 pages each, and you double that. Anyway, it'll come out over 100 pages, especially when you count the folders. So next, we'll start decorating the cover, and that's the fun part. I'm not going to kid you, the binding is my least favorite part, and it's very difficult. But that's done now, and on to the fun stuff.